Are you working on a novel in the hopes of publishing it? Is this your first novel, or at least the first time you try publishing? Then you'll want to stick around, because today I'm sharing the publishing misconceptions that will only hurt your writing. Let's get started! Hey guys, Nour here, and welcome back to my channel. For those visiting for the first time, hello! I'm the fantasy author of the novel Divinity Falling. Be sure to subscribe for weekly writing advice videos. I must admit, when I first started writing when I was 13, I believed some of these misconceptions that I'm about to share. And I quickly found out how wrong I was. I still see new writers falling for these misconceptions, only to get a slap of reality down the road. Sometimes, believing these misconceptions sets them up for failure. Once they realize reality isn't what they thought, they become resentful of their writing or stop writing altogether. And I find that tragic. So whether you're a new writer or someone who has just started thinking about publishing, I want you to be aware of these misconceptions. Because the sooner you are aware of them, the quicker you could set realistic goals. Misconception number 1. Assuming your novel is going to be a bestseller. There's nothing wrong of dreaming of making it big. It's nice to be ambitious and work hard towards success. But assuming you're going to land on the New York Times bestsellers list when it's your first book will most likely be a letdown. The chances of that happening are low. Yes, it does happen, but very few will make it that big from their first book. So it's best to keep your expectations in check. If you do end up making it big from the get-go, then that's awesome, but keep your expectations realistic. If you're realistic about the publishing process, then you have less chance of being heartbroken. And then you won't ditch writing altogether. Misconception number 2. Assuming that hiring an editor will transform your writing. Yes, having an editor fix your writing will definitely help. However, if your writing is awful and your plot is all over the place, no one but you can fix it. There's only so much an editor can do to enhance your writing. They work with what you have. So don't expect them to rewrite your story and turn it into a masterpiece. That's not the job of an editor. They're not the writer. That's you. You still have to write the best work you could possibly have. And it's still your job to revise your story over and over until you think it's fit for an editor to take it on. So if your writing sucks and your story sucks, don't expect a literary agent to take it on and pass it on to an editor, because that will never happen. And hiring an editor yourself isn't going to give you the amazing piece of art you're hoping for. Work hard on your story, fix the grammar and syntax, make sure your plot is well structured and intriguing, and then give your work to a literary agent or editor. Misconception number 3. Assuming that a good story idea alone will be enough to sell your novel. Like I said, if your writing sucks, nothing is going to help you sell your novel. You might have the most original, exciting story in the world, but that's not enough. Your writing needs to be great too. That's the only way readers will want to read it. If they're struggling to understand your writing, they're not going to appreciate your story. And if you self-publish, a poorly written story will lead to negative reviews. Now, if you're a new writer and think your writing isn't good, don't be discouraged. We've all been there with our first books, so just keep writing and practicing. Just have realistic expectations about the publishing process. You're not going to have a successful book without the hard work. Misconception number 4. Assuming self-publishing is an easy route if literary agents reject you. The truth is, self-publishing is really hard. Personally, I think it's harder than traditional publishing. You must do all the work on your own. You are your own agent. You have to find your own editor, your own cover designer, and you have to figure out the whole distribution process. You even spend your own money marketing your book. So there's nothing easy about self-publishing. I'm not here to discourage you from doing it. On the contrary, self-publishing has a lot of benefits too. For example, you get full control and rights over your own work. So it's definitely a good publishing option. However, don't go into it thinking it's easy. And definitely don't assume that you're going to make a lot of sales just because you put your book out into the world. Just like with traditional publishing, you must put in the work to reap the rewards. So that's all I have for you today. I'd love to know, what misconceptions have you had about the publishing process? Let me know in the comments. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. I put out weekly writing advice videos that will take your stories to the next level. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media to see what I'm up to from day to day and to chat with me. And before we go, I just want to give a quick shout out to Sarah Frayne and Alan J. Early from my shout out tier over on Patreon, as well as all my amazing patrons. Thank you all so much for your support. I really appreciate you. And remember, Nour for president!